Hi Sagittarius. So let's do a 4-layered spread to try to capture the energy that's around you at this time. I have 2 tarot decks and 2 oracle decks that we're going to use to try to do that. So we have 7 of Wands, the Sun, Page of Cups, 6 of Wands, 10 of Swords, King of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, the Emperor, Wheel of Fortune, Page of Wands. Under this deck, we have the Queen of Wands. So then we'll take 6 of these self-care oracle cards next. So we have Denial, You Are Charming, Speak Up, Overcoming Obstacles, Awakening, and Soulmate. Under this deck is Financial Goals. So then we will take 6 of these tarot cards. So we have the Hanged Man, Knight of Wands, 7 of Wands again, 9 of Swords, 5 of Swords, Wheel of Fortune clarifying the Wheel of Fortune, and the 5 of Pentacles under this deck. And then finally, we'll take 2 more of these. Oh, there's the Cupid card, so we're going to take that. I'm going to shuffle these back in. But I did see the Anchor. Okay. So then we have the Moon, and under this deck is the Mountain. So Sagittarius, this is certainly a love reading. So if you are here for a love reading, then let's really get into this. It feels like someone is lacking confidence when it comes to this situation, and perhaps you're feeling, or both of you are feeling disconnected from each other. With the 5 of Pentacles in the Mountain, it feels like there's a mountain between you, that there's a separation, that you're isolating each other right now. You're taking a break. The communication has been stalled or stopped. And with financial goals, it feels to me like one or both of you is just working on your financial security, and you're just taking a break from this person because you're losing confidence in it. With the Queen of Wands under this deck here, there could even be a feeling where another person got in the way of this relationship. And I don't necessarily mean an affair, but for some of you it could be. But at the bottom of the deck, you would already know that. But certainly it's just the Queen of Wands under the deck can just be exhaustion. You're depleted, you're drained, your confidence levels are low, and this has been a long journey with this person. So if this feels like your reading, let's really get into it. So the energy between the two of you is the Emperor, Awakening, 5 of Swords, and the Moon. So there's certainly a strong spiritual connection between you and this person, because I'm seeing the Emperor. And the Emperor tends to be a benevolent soul, someone who is trying to do the right thing, advocating for others, but then also not putting a lot of emotion behind it because they're the Emperor. They can't make decisions based on emotions. But then we have Awakening. So I feel like the energy between the two of you is really starting to shift. And I do think that this feels like a spiritual connection in the sense that it's waking both of you up. But unfortunately, it required this 5 of Swords energy. So someone in this relationship was not honest, because the 5 of Swords is my card for lying. And I think that on some intuitive level with the Moon, you both are recognizing that this was meant to be karmic lessons for both of you. But I do think that there was something withheld, something hidden, something not totally transparent, maybe having to do with another person. But that was the thing that triggered the awakening of this relationship. And I don't know necessarily if this is your person, or if this is just a karmic person to deal with karmic spaghetti, as I like to say. You're untying that karmic spaghetti. But let's go through this and see if we can get some more information. In your person's feelings, we have King of Pentacles and overcoming obstacles. So they feel very stable. I think that they are stabilizing and they are gaining strength, but they know, because now we're seeing two mountains. We're seeing this person climbing a mountain and we're seeing a mountain here. So this tells me that your person feels like stabilizing. They feel like getting the strength to overcome these obstacles. I feel like they're trying to still head towards you. And so if they were the ones who lied or kept a person secret from you or kept something non-transparent or told you half-truths about something, they want to climb this mountain to get to you. That's how they feel. In their intentions, they have the 5 of Wands and the 9 of Swords though. So they're not being authentic. I feel like your person hasn't really learned. I think that they intend to still be petty. I don't feel like they want to take accountability towards this. And if it was you who was being deceitful or keeping things from them or seeing other people behind their back or whatever, make it make sense for your story, because everyone's story is going to be a little bit different. But it feels like even though your person wants to come over this mountain and wants to be with you, they're not going to make it this easy. They're still coming forward in a very petty and a very stressed out kind of a way. So I'm also getting a sense that perhaps for some of you, you have a family with this person. So it could just be all tied up in stress and petty fights and petty arguments and that kind of a stuff. But that's the way that they're coming towards you, is in this really kind of snarky and stressed out and petty kind of way. That they just, if it was them who were being sneaky, they're not taking accountability. And if it was you, they're not making it easy for you. In your feelings, you have Page of Wands and Soulmate. So I think that you feel like you would like to try again with this person. You would like to start over. You're open to it. But I also think you feel like if this is not your person, if it's not meant to be your person, then there's no reason to keep chasing this person in your life, because there's a mountain between you. I don't want you to get or feel like you're in that chaser energy, but I don't get the sense that you are in a chaser energy. I think you're just kind of feeling like, yeah, I know my soulmate will come in. I'll be ready when that happens. And if it is this person, I'll wait. But they're really not making it really easy for you, because they're coming at you with this really petty and stressful and anxious energy. So, but in your actions, you have the Wheel of Fortune, clarifying the Wheel of Fortune. So I think, again, you're going with the flow. You're saying, you know what, I'm here. If you want to talk, we can talk. But if you're just going to pick fights with me, then I'm going to go in a different direction. I know my soulmate is out there and maybe it's not you. And so this is really about this idea. It feels like you have this attitude of there's no such thing as the right time. I'm just going with the flow. And if it takes my person some more time to calm down because they're defensive, because they're guilty of something, or if they're making it hard for me because I did something, I'm just going to hold space for them until they settle down. You are going with the flow. And I see that in all ways. So they see you as the Sun and the Hanged Man. They see you as very enlightened. And I think that they are right. I think you are highly enlightened. I think that whatever happened, this awakening that happened between the two of you, because we saw awakening here, I feel like you have like a light-hearted attitude towards it, where you're just saying, fine, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm just here until maybe something else comes along. Maybe my soulmate might come along, or maybe this is my soulmate. But until they go through that awakening, or this idea that they have to take accountability or they have to forgive, or where they're stuck. They're stuck right now, but they see you as not being stuck. They see you as just being okay with whatever. And I think that they are right. I think they're correct in seeing you that way. You see them as the 6 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. You see this person as highly defensive, needing to be right, needing to win. And I think that you're seeing them correctly too, because we did see the 5 of Wands and the 9 of Swords here. So it just really gives me the impression that you have this person's number, that you're like, if you're not going to take accountability, then how are we going to fix this? And if you can't forgive me, if that's the case for you, then how are we going to fix this? It's like your person needs to be more in their feminine energy, regardless of what gender they are. They need to be more in their feminine energy. Their masculine energy right now is making them aggressive. And that aggression is not going to help anything in this situation. So their intentions are the Seven of Wands and denial. So this is an energy of, this is going nowhere, Sagittarius, that until your person calms down, I keep wanting to say calms down, because they just keep bringing in aggression, and with denial here, they're not even willing to accept that that something needs to be done on their part. And again, it could be taking accountability, or for those of you that you were the one who is non-transparent, they have to forgive. This is a very shallow energy. Denial is very shallow. Seven of Wands is very shallow. This person just feels kind of hollow to me. Like there's an emptiness coming from your person, that they're not getting it, and worse, they don't want to get it, or even worse, they don't want to take accountability. They're just in denial that they even did anything wrong. In your intentions, you have the Ten of Swords and speak up. Yeah, I think that you are ready to put an end to this. I think you're ready to say to this person, look, I gave you X amount of time. This is clearly not working. I might just have to move on to something else. The Ten of Swords is an ending. It's an irreversible ending. And yes, it's painful, because you wanted to, I could see that you wanted to keep this together. You would have been willing to. You kept it open. You kept the space open, but not to the point where it's eating you up inside, and not to the point where you know you can't keep this up forever. So I think it's time for you to move on and be happy. And this Ten of Swords is really kind of confirming to me that you're pretty much done with this. This energy here too, with the Page of Wands and soulmate, you're open to a soulmate, and it does not have to be this person, Sagittarius. So the energy that kind of keeps you together are Page of Cups, you are charming, Knight of Wands, and Cupid. This to me feels a little bit love bomby, where maybe every time you slip away from this person, they come towards you with a lot of charm and a lot of charisma with the Knight of Wands. The Page of Cups comes with romance and love and playful energy. Cupid is the same thing, this romantic energy. Your person, I think, when they feel like they're losing you, because they come in kind of love bomby is what I'm getting. And I think that's the thing that keeps you together, because they come in like that and you're like, okay, fine, I'll hold some more space open for you. But then they slip back into this complacency, and then ultimately into aggression and non-cooperation. And then you start to slip away again, and then they love bomb again, and it feels like a cycle. But I think with your intentions being the Ten of Swords and speak up, Sagittarius, I think that you're very close to putting an end to this. I really do. I think that's why we see the Five of Pentacles and the Mountain, because you are done like dinner, and you're focusing on your own confidence and your own financial goals. So there you go, Sagittarius. That is your love reading. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.